forever. Yeah, imagination that shifted realities till paradigms shift into shades you ain't never seen. Was once excited for all this, now I ain't tryna be seen. Forever. Cause this mind is straight chatter, but I can barely say something. I feel like shit don't matter, so beware the fun.
I'd be glad to explain whatever it is that I was talking about, right? I just was waiting for that little intro that was going on. It's always weird when you have an intro, bro. But you want to do things on the fly. Like these intros, I literally operate them through OBS. You know what I'm saying? Having the intro while I record instead of recording my whole thing and then post production, add an intro, add this, add the transitions, right? So that's why, you know, the little pause. But I want to get into the whole thing that I was speculating about in terms of, especially with the younger generations preferring AI partners, AI girlfriends, boyfriends. I don't even know how that works. But then what the thought that placed in my head is, then now what are we talking about? AI offspring? AI kids? But then it was like, no, let's reel it back in. So, right? Here's how it can make sense. So I'm watching this podcast this one day random. I cannot remember. It's a couple of days now. So it's the M.O.S.POD.TAKE podcast, right? On the Convo. I think, yeah, the name of the channel is Convo. Konvo. And then, yeah, the series there is the M.O.S.POD.TAKE segment of that. I think that's how I'm supposed to express that. So the M.O.S.POD.TAKE podcast, right? They had this Coach Noni, that was her name. You know what I'm saying? Coach Noni. You know what I mean? I'm gonna bring up the clip, you know, wherein she was involved in things like that. I'm gonna bring it up so that, why is this not motioning, gang? You got a motion, gang? Can't you see it's the MOS, the moral of the story? Nah, anyway. I'm gonna bring up the clip right now as to like what inspired me to like come in front of you right now, pause, but to just present myself in front of you right now, talk about what I'm about to get into. And yeah, again, the digital offspring, right? AI offspring, so to speak. So in the podcast right there, right, they were talking about like these men-women dynamics. She's like a controversial figure. If you know, you know. Do your homework. If not, it's Coach Noni. You know what I'm saying? So they were talking about how the man wins and how the woman wins when it comes to like the realities of marriage and things like that, and coming together, creating family. So she was like, yo, the woman actually, once the woman has secured the ring on the finger, you know what I'm saying, once she's secured her best friend, the diamond, right? Diamond's women's best friend, we know that, right? Wait, do people still say that though? I ain't heard that in a minute. I haven't heard that in a minute. But yo, this is crazy, gang. Look at that. I was looking that way. It was looking at us. Damn, this is crazy, bro. Like, I kind of fuck with it. Kind of creepy, you know what I'm saying? Look at them. Oh. I don't know. Hopefully, y'all can sleep at night. If y'all start not being able to sleep at night because of these kind of visuals, these are psychedelic visuals. I guess, like, don't do drugs, gang. Don't do things like acid, maybe shrooms. I don't even know, because you'll see things this way. That's what I type. Y'all can literally check this out, bro. This ain't psychedelic decoding, the AI mind. It's surreal art in motion, right? So if it's too creepy, let me know. I'll stop it. I'll get something else just to get the visuals, you know, just to get your visual stimulated, as I'm telling you about when a woman versus when a man wins in, you know, romantic dynamic or marital dynamic, so to speak. So it was like, she was like, yo, yeah, so the woman wins when she secures the marriage, when she secures just being married, and, you know, that sort of aspect of things. The man, right? Why you have to watch this video on a non-premium account though? That's weird work, gang. It's bad work. What are we doing? My fault, y'all. But anyway, Noni was saying, yo, the man actually wins. Hold on, where was we at here? The man actually wins when the children are born for him. You know what I'm saying? So once the man gets the children, no, it's not here, man. Once the man gets the children, that's the W for him. You know what I'm saying? The woman secures the marriage, that's the W for her. You know what I'm saying? And then I was like, okay, so if you think about it deeply though, too, at the same time, it's like the woman, right? The feminine energy, like not even feminine energy per se, but just like the concept of the woman in terms of her winning with the marriage. She is the environment wherein the seeds can be planted. You know what I'm saying? And the seeds can germinate, and the seeds can just like be in the right condition for them to just develop and fully, you know what I'm saying, aka children. And you know what I mean, being with the mother understands more of these aspects of the nurturing aspect to things, you know what I'm saying. Quick to healing, quick to just like developing the intuition, developing the emotionals, you know, those kind of things that need the patience, right? That need the time. We're not in a rush to any. We're not challenging. Nah, nah, nah. We're not fighting with anything. We need like so that aspect of things. That's the woman with the thing. You know what I'm saying? And so when the man has that kind of environment secured, basically they can create like sort of like a zoning, sort of like a containment of that environment, aka locking it down. Like I'm creating a zonage, sort of like a cage. I'm caging this environment is the most fertile for my seed. The environment itself needs the seed so that it can germinate and produce and expand, and then life can move forward. And you know what I'm saying? Life can happen. Life can literally happen, right? But it needs the seed. The seed is what, that's the man. That's the man's role, right? Going out there, challenging things, challenging the world, going to grab the world, going to grab these resources so that we can come back here, plant these seeds. And you know what I mean? So that's the function of the man. So I need the environment that's gonna help germinate my seeds, help bear these children for me, so that my vision can move through, you know what I'm saying? Be passed on. That's just like the spiritual just motioning of, you know what I'm saying? Like the intention, the vision, the agenda of a lineage, of a visionary, you know, a visionary lineage, a visionary bloodline, let me put it like that. It's through the kids. That's important. And so that's what the men care. I'm talking about just traditional POVs of things, right? The traditional just way perception of reality. The way in which it makes the most sense. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, the woman is the environment. The guy is the seed. The woman is the soil. The guy is the seed. You know, these things they need one another for things to continue elevate, you know what I'm saying? And so with the feminine energy being the environment that's needed, aka the algorithm. Follow me, hold on, bro. Follow me. Don't get lost, okay? Take a moment if you need to. Pause the video, take a moment. Saying, and get me right with that like. Now look, the woman is the environment. The environment is the algorithm. Where you plant your seed. What's the seed? The seed is your idea. The seed is your IP, your intellectual property. You see what I'm saying? It's not enough just having the idea just by yourself there in your own space, your own little, you know what I'm saying, sense of reality, existence, whatever. You know what I'm saying? With something like an algorithm, right? AI, that is. Something like an algorithm, something like maybe a YouTube platform, maybe Rumble, Twitch, whatever it is, man, where you can have an idea of yours move through and be exposed to many more people, right? So, and with that idea affecting many more people, like aka the audience that it's gonna like be paired with, right? Your idea, once it reaches the audience it's gonna be paired with via the algorithm, via algorithmic activity. That's when you get inspired by that IP that I shared, by uploading my video, uploading my idea, and then the whole thing perpetuates. The idea perpetuates the influence, right? The train of thought. It carries on to the next person that's gonna, take the inspiration and create something unique from it, from being inspired from what I planted, aka my seed. So this environment, you know what I'm saying? This environment, it has kind of confirmed my legacy in a way, because wherever this idea, especially the unique the idea, the better it is to trace its origin, right, so to speak. This is, you know what I'm saying? I'm just spitting, I'm just cooking right now. So the unique the idea is, you know what I'm saying? I feel like the better it can be traced back to its originator, its origin, you, me, you know, right now in this moment, when I've planted this thing just as an idea. Somebody runs with it, right? There is a concept of giving you credit or not, right? But for as long as this specific idea, so an idea that you dropped, right? For as long as that idea is carried out by other creators, and then now it's a time where it needs to be investigated, like, or not investigated, but like unpacked and traced back, like, yo, where did this, who came up, like, what's the reasoning? Like, what kind of person came up with this thought initially? What frame of mind was they at? It always will come back at you, whether they credit you or not, gang. That's your legacy solidified. You are, you know, and guarantee you're gonna outlive your physical body in that sense. Your IP, your ideas, your seeds, aka your offspring, your AI children. I don't know, man. Am I making sense, gang? AI children, right? It's these ideas, bro, that you plant in the form of seeds, right? They may inspire people, they may whatever, but you keep doing this kind of thing. But that's also another thing. It's like, it takes you stroking endlessly. Stroking, and like, as in fucking endlessly. You know what I'm saying? Like, stroking. That's like that's the only thing. That's the analogy I can put to it, right? Because it's like, yo, what happens before you bust that seed, before you get that kid, before you get that offspring? You do the coitus, bro. Come on, you do the raccoon. Yeah. Y'all smash, y'all clap. So, you know, take it as the same way to be like, yo, you don't get a woman pregnant off of just like the very first stroke motion, like in there. You don't bust no nut, like, you know what I'm saying? Well, that depends on how weak you is. Damn, gang. Is that how you moving? Off of the first stroke? I didn't mean to make the sound. By the way, that's not the sound of you know, a bust nut. No. It's more like, why would I do that, bro? What the? Alright, cool. Let me just wrap this video. Look. Matter of fact, look. This is the portion of the video that I was talking about.
When it comes down to it,
right?
If you manage to get 4 sons in 0 marriages, we can't say you lost the game of life. We really can't say you lost the game of life.
The game of life is having kids, man.
There we go.
A woman who wins the game of life is a woman who walks away with the ring on her finger and says, I locked him down. Because legally, she has rights. Legally, he's bound to her.
Yo, matter of fact, y'all can go check this out, right? Y'all can go check this out. It's in the Convo. Yeah, the channel is Convo. I'm a Jan's podcast, so this is what I was analogizing.
A man
that
who
other
walks
shit
away
with.
with the child without having to put a ring on it, he's the one who can say, W. Guys, again, I did not make these rules up. I'm merely reporting them.
Should they change?
I explained that who's going to change them? It's nature. It's always been like that.
Nature.
No, as Zulu men, we're working hard to change it.